Okay, welcome to today's mobility. We're gonna do a range of stuff, but we're going to work a little bit on hips and calves, because those are the things I think that get us over the weekend. So I want you to just take one foot and put it up on top, and you're gonna see how high up this knee is. It might be very, very, very high up. Wonder if this is not time for that. Okay, so just sort of sit here and just let that knee kind of sink. You can put a little bit of pressure on it. I want you to remain tall through the spine and just try and get the knee to have a little bit of weight in it. Some inhales, some exhales, maybe add a little bit more pressure. But you're gonna start to feel the hip kind of release a little bit. Apparently this is the pose of a person who wants to play with a ball. Okay, other side. So one leg will be better than the other. You can see this, for me, is a little bit better. But again, just let that pressure sort of, the natural weight of your legs just lend itself to a little bit of a hip opener. Some inhale, some exhale. And then on the side that feels a little bit easier for you, I want you just to try and keep your tailbone down, lift your chest up and move forward. Press the chest towards the feet and feel that forward release. So you should be feeling that in your hips, in your glutes. It's tug of war time. Okay, now swing that left leg out and put it at our 90-90 position. So we're at 90 and 90, and then we're going to crawl our hands out and reach forward over our right leg. Crawl our hands towards the front. Feel some release there or some stretch there. And then go ahead and switch the position and crawl our hands out over that left knee, going just as low as till you feel tension, but not too much. Go ahead, swing both legs forward, sit up nice and tall, flex your toes towards your nose, and then reach towards your feet. You don't need to get anywhere near, right? So you sit tall and then you begin to reach forward, keeping that spine long. Our hamstrings are tight, so we're not gonna be able to forward fold totally, but do what you can. All right, go ahead, release that. We're gonna go into some cat-cows. So you're gonna come up onto all fours, fingertips, your middle finger's facing forward, spine is neutral, and then reaching the crown of the head towards your tailbone, holding it there. A nice inhale, and on the exhale, pressing the floor away through the palms of your hand. Just alternating cat-cow at a pace that feels nice for you. This is really good for your thoracic spine. And now take your knees out as wide as your mat and press back into a child's pose. So here the goal is to drive the chest towards the mat while you drive your hips back towards your feet. So your glutes are trying to get towards your feet and your chest is trying to get towards the mat. Go ahead and press into your hands, curl your toes under. We're going to press back into a downward facing dog. This will be nice for our calves. So first one of these, So your heels might be off the ground. They might always be off the ground depending upon lack of flexibility. Let's go ahead and deep bend into your knees. Bring your chest almost to the tops or to the tops of your thighs, and then press back down, pushing that chest towards your quads while your feet, your heels go down into the ground. Another deep bend, and another press back. Now you're gonna cat tilt forward into a high plank and come all the way down. We're gonna do a nice little Sphinx pose. So hands are on the ground. Feel a minor back bend there. All right, let's go ahead and reach back, grab our same arm, same leg, get that quad stretch a little bit there. And you can look over that arm. You also feel a shoulder opener here. Opposite side. So when you reach back and you look over, you can kind of hook your arm and feel a nice shoulder opener there too. Release that. Let's go ahead and press back. We're gonna come to a yogi squat. So you're gonna sit down nice and tall. Your elbows are pressed into your knees, and you're going to push out. And then you're gonna put your hands to the ground and raise tall. We're just gonna add a little bit of movement here. You're going back and forth between those two. So kind of stick the pose and then press back up. So you'll feel a nice lengthening through your hamstrings. And also you should feel an opening through your hips when you come down here. So in Western culture, people can't squat. That's problematic, right? Like it's actually, if your hips are open, you can hang out like this and kind of be comfortable. If they're not, and this is really uncomfortable for you, then you should start to hang out a little bit like this to get it to be more comfortable. Okay, so press back up, heel toe, the toes in, so they're hip distance apart, clasp opposite wrists, hang low, ragdoll it out. Take your hands, press them onto your shins. I want you to act as if you're on the edge of a cliff and you're peering over. So from this position, right, my butt is back and I'm peering over the cliff. I feel a hole opener all the way up my legs. Go ahead, put your left leg back, drop that heel, right leg comes forward, top of the foot faces the ground, and I want you to sit up tall if you can and feel a nice opener through the hip flexor. Then you can reverse that and get the quad. So you can kind of go back and forth. Let's do 5 on each side. Now, if any of these things feels like, oh, I need to spend a little more time here, just stay there and do that. You can do that for, 10 minutes. Hands come to either side, press back, that leg comes up. It can come to meet the top leg and then the opposite leg. So dropping that knee, we don't need to, you can stay here if you want, but most of us do enough activity that we can be a little bit more passive. So going back and forth between that quad hamstring stretch and then that hip flexor opener. If you have sensitive knees, which I do, right? If you have tendon issues, patella tendon issues, then you might need to put something underneath your knee, which I don't have, which is why I'm not getting too deep into this stretch. Okay, tuck toes under, pop back up, plant both hands, opposite leg comes back to meet, and then let's walk our fingertips to our toes, hang in ragdoll one last time. Try and melt your chest to the top of your thighs. You can bend as much as you need to, right? And then you can start to straighten. And then we're gonna come to shins, flat back. And then we're gonna rise up nice and tall. And we're gonna finish with a nice inhale in, clasping one wrist, bending to the side. Other one, opposite side. And then being one last inhale, bringing it down and finishing off a nice little stretch mobility work for Monday.